Hey there, welcome to a new album today, and today I have King of Everything by Jinjer, which is a band that I, again, randomly came across a song on YouTube, as I pretty much do. Also 2016, so that is similar to Opeth and Gojira. I guess 2016 was a great year for metal music, I guess. But yes, now this is an album that I have never heard before. I did hear this song Pisces or Pisces or whatever how you pronounce it, which is kind of well known, and yes, it has a lot of views on YouTube, and that's the song that I came across. But I did not hear the rest. Now Ginger is a like genty type of band. They're kind of like Meshuggah, but perhaps a little bit lighter, I guess. I mean, I wouldn't say a little bit lighter because they're quite heavy, but look, they're as light as gent as allows them to be while still being genty, you know what I mean? But yes, very, fucking distorted guitars, a lot going on at the same time and whatnot. And yeah, it's really cool. But the cool thing about Jinjer is that they essentially combine that with a lot of more clean vocals and even more melodic sections, right? So it's not just Meshuggah in the sense of continuously fucking being genty all the time throughout all of the song. No, like there's a lot of moments here that you do have more toned down, more even acoustic sessions to a certain degree anyway, right? And the best part is the contrast, especially that the vocalist has. Look, some bands really want a person that can do clean vocals and growling. Yeah, the vocalist of this band just does both. She just does both. She can do growling, you can do like that fucking, raspy sort of not screaming, but it's just, the type genty type voice that metal has. It's not growling because there's very specific like types of like growling and screaming and stuff like that. I don't know like what the specific difference is between each other, but yeah, basically it's that like growly type voice, while also then just instantly switching to clean singing, which is really nice. And by the way, the clean singing is really fucking good, as well as the growling is also really good. You can actually understand what she's talking about, like what she's actually singing. You can actually understand the words, which is not something that I can say of for example, Meshuggah. Let's face it, look, I don't think that you always need to understand the words, let's face it, and there's a discussion to be had about, like, if you growl to the point where people don't understand the words you're saying, what's the point of even writing lyrics type thing? Do they even mean anything if people don't understand what you're saying type thing? Right, but here, not the case. And I was actually quite impressed at the fact that she can actually belt quite well, right? Like, I think that she could very easily pass as a just like pop singer or anything like that, because she definitely has the vocal range to do that very easily, and I mean, again, like she's pretty fucking good, but she's also like really fucking good at growling, and when she just does both, the song just creates such an interesting dynamic, right? And it allows the songs to actually have much more diversity going into them rather than being a little bit more monotone of always growling or whatever. And then the instrumental also sort of follows that to a certain degree, right? Where you have more heavy sections while you have more toned down sections to allow more of the clean vocals and everything. Sometimes you have heavy sections and you have clean vocals going on, right? So it's like a very interesting dynamic always going on in the songs, which is I really appreciate. Now, another thing that I appreciate about this album, there's no interludes. I've already mentioned I'm not a huge fan of interludes, and this album does have a prologue, but it's an actual song as the called prologue, rather than, I mean, again, it's kind of supposed to be an interlude in the sense of, it's supposed to be like a small song introducing the album type thing, right? Obviously you don't call a song prologue just for the sake of, oh yeah, this is a cool name for a song, prologue, it's very clear song for the album, but it's an actual song, not an interlude. So yes, and you only have 10 songs on this album, but they're all songs, so you don't really need to worry about anything like that. Now, one thing, and one of the songs that actually surprised me a lot, was the closer, Beggar's Dance, which sort of, I don't know, like, is it the song previously, Pisces? Spices. I don't know how to pronounce that. But it has the same melody of another song in the album. And the interesting part is, when I was actually first hearing it, I was like, wait, is this some weird YouTube, like, ad or something? And then I thought, wait, no, actually, they're the type of band that could easily pull off this song. And yes, it wasn't an ad. Now, this song, even though it's a metal album, it's a swing song. It's only 2 minutes long, but it's swing, right? It's just clean singing and sort of jazzy instrumentals. And I was actually very impressed because I was like, wait, what the fuck? This actually sounds fire, like absolutely fire, you know? Yeah, I guess metal bands are really talented, who knew? But yes, I mean, obviously it doesn't really fit the atmosphere of the album, especially, you know, again, like, you have an album that is all like gent type thing. It's not always gent, it's also like sometimes you're like sort of like you know, sort of like it reminds me a lot of Gojira, reminds me like a lot of the I guess groove metal. It would be that, I guess, not necessarily. Again, it's very like genty, but still, you know. Yeah, I mean, it obviously doesn't fit the album, but it's a great song, and I'll let it fucking slide because it's a banger. For the rest of the album, most of the songs, again, very genty. You do have a lot of sections that are, you know, very melodic, and especially when it comes to certain songs, they're more focused on the melodic side than on the genty side, for sure, but they always have both, and it's a really interesting dynamic. I'm kind of repeating myself, but yeah, it's basically a very interesting dynamic, and I honestly enjoy the album quite a lot. I think it creates a very nice atmosphere, and I think that without wanting to go too much into the vocals really are in a way hypnotizing, because the vocals are what to me really just, you know, like they give the album that energy, you know, they give that album that sort of engagement that, you know, because I think that without the vocals, honestly, these would have just been kind of like not an average, right? Because definitely the instrumental is really good, honestly, and I think it goes sometimes a little bit underappreciated, but I feel like it would be harder to stand out, or it would be harder for people to pay attention to it, you know. With the vocals, that doesn't happen. And yes, actually, speaking of, the band actually has some really tight guitar and bass as well. I really like the bassy parts, but the guitar here is actually really good, honestly. It's one of those albums where I always appreciate drums, I always appreciate the guitar, the bass, but the guitar here actually goes pretty fucking hard, especially because a lot of it is sort of this distortion, kind of like, again, it does the melodic parts very well with the vocals, but then it has sort of this distortion that makes it sound kind of like a bass. Maybe that's why I like it. But yeah, I mean, overall, it's just very energetic album, you know, obviously genty, and amazing vocals, and honestly I was just vibing quite hard with it. And yeah, even the last song on the album, which is a swing song, actually was really nice as well. So yes, in terms of my vibe meter, I don't know, actually, like my brain is just going, yeah, give it a 9, you know, a 9 out of 10, you know. And so, you know, I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10 because it's very fucking solid of an album, honestly. So yeah, it's a 9 out of 10, and I'll see you tomorrow with another album.